Hey, what's up, you guys? It's Chad. Hanging around the house today doing some maintenance work, and I've been going through some footage, all my hard drives, all my SD cards, and I came across some pretty cool footage that I wanted to share. Spring's coming up. That means it's turkey season, baby. We got to get ready. I thought this footage would be pretty interesting to all the turkey hunters out there, experienced turkey hunters, beginner turkey hunters, and especially those people that are just a little bit too hesitant to jump right in. I know a lot of people think, man, turkey hunting seems so complicated and you got to learn how to use slate calls and box calls and diaphragm calls. Looks like their behavior is so complicated, and I hear everybody say, man, turkeys are so smart and turkeys are one of the hardest animals to hunt. Man, I'll go ahead and say it. I think a lot of people really overcomplicate turkey hunting. They are intelligent animals, I'll give them that, and they have an extremely strong survival instinct. But like a lot of animals, when a tom is worked up and thinking of one thing and one thing only, chasing hens, it's really not that complicated. They have great hearing and great eyesight, and if you just keep that in mind, that those are the two things that you need to be the most cautious about, it's really not that difficult. When people say they're smart, I mean, they do have some intelligent abilities. They've been known to be problem solvers, but a worked up tom is focused on one thing, and all you got to do is convince him that you are what he wants. Simplest way to put it. And this footage right here is a great example of that. So to set this up, I was hunting late season whitetail, trying to fill one last doe tag. It was towards the end of January. I was hunting this morning by myself, and I was waiting for a buddy to call me that I could go meet up with and then come back to this location and hunt the evening and afternoon with him. And that morning I had this tom that was hanging out for probably over an hour. A couple times he'd walk off into the woods, get some acorns, come back out here to this field and start grazing again. And it was time for me to climb down out of the stand to go meet my buddy. So I knew that I was going to spook him out one way or the other. And out of curiosity, I just figured, you know what? I want to see if he reacts at all to a hen. I just did the simplest hen yelp that I possibly could with my own voice, which straight up is just going, ah, 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 just like that. And sure enough, he hesitated and circled around and came back out to the field. And this is where I wanted you to pay attention to his body language. So a relaxed turkey, the head's not going to be too bright of a color, kind of neutral. His wings are to his side but relaxed and slightly down. If they're on alert, a lot of times what they'll do is they'll tuck their wings behind them more towards the middle of their back. Another sign that they're relaxed is the beard will be, just kind of dangling and loose. The snood, if you don't know what that is that little piece of flesh on top of their beak. And they use that to attract other birds. It'll elongate, hang down below their beak, which you'll see in a minute, and they'll shake it to show it to other birds. And if they're on alert, that will shorten up and stiffen up and stick straight up. So if you ever see that happening, just know you probably only got about 10 seconds to get a shot off if they're in range, because they're probably not going to be hanging around, or at least they know something's up, and if you make another mistake, they're definitely going to be gone. So watching these relaxed behaviors, you'll see here how much they're about to change. He hadn't reacted yet, so I thought, maybe he didn't quite hear me over the wind, so I made sure to direct my call straight at him and just a little bit louder. And right there you can see that head goes up, and make sure to open those eyes and point them in the direction that he heard that noise. And slowly you'll see the wattle get just a tad darker and the white of his head get even brighter. And his plumage starts to puff out, I guess you can say, right there. That beard starts to go straight out. And right then I knew he heard me. His snoot is still relaxed on his beak, and he's curious. Look at those wings drop down by his legs, and he starts to vocalize with some real light chirps, if you listen carefully. And right there he's thinking about strutting, but he's not quite sure of what he heard, and he's not convinced yet that there's another hen, or that there is a hen. So one more series of hen yelps, just the same exact hen yelps, just using my voice. And you can see his body language changes even more. And with that head shake right there, I knew he was convinced that there was a hen off in the distance. And he starts to go into some quarter struts, more head shakes, relaxing that snood. Larry the Cable Guy would say, I don't care who you are. That's fun to watch. Relaxing those feathers, that full body shake, you know right then and there that he's coming and he's not going to stop. So there's no reason to even call again. Now all you got to do is just be patient. Just be patient. One thing that helped me right here is at the edge of the field, there's kind of a berm where they opened up this field. And he can't quite see over that berm. So he's thinking that hen is in the wooded area behind it. Throwing up some half struts here. Still relaxed. At this point, he's probably about 50 yards from me. I honestly couldn't believe it at this point that he was, this time of year, he was that interested in another hen. And right there you see the snood on top of his beak go up just for a second. Because he's thinking, I haven't seen a bird yet. And I thought there was one here. He's lifting his head up trying to see over that berm. A little bit of vocalization. And now I guess he's thinking, she must have walked off because I don't see her. And he walks. This right here is probably 10 yards away from me. And right there he catches me move just a tad. And there's a putt. And that right there is the thing that turkey hunters don't ever want to hear. That's his, uh-oh, something's not right. But he was convinced enough that there was still a hen there, that he went straight back to looking for that hen. And he never gobbles, but he does start yelping a little bit and has some cool vocalization. So this right here, I'll let it play out, trying to locate that hen, but this just goes to show you that while they are smart, and they do have really strong survival instincts, if you're thinking about getting into turkey hunting, the biggest thing is to be patient and practice the cadence of your calls. Your call does not have to be perfect because turkeys make, I think, 24, correct me if I'm wrong, 24 different vocalizations. And one hen to the next is going to make a slightly different call. And if you really spend time around turkeys and listen to turkeys, none of their calls are perfect. When you're hitting that slate call or whatever you're using, and you get a squeak instead of a cluck or a yelp, don't freak out. Continue with the cadence and it'll work. And the last thing I want to say is just be patient and don't overcall. If you can see a bird and you can watch their body language, you should be able to tell if he's interested or not. What a lot of people tend to forget, it's the hen's job to move over to the tom. But while we're turkey hunting, we're trying to go against that. We're trying to get the tom to come towards the hen. And that's where a lot of people lose patience is they see the tom, they get excited, and they just need him to come in another 30 yards. So they think, I got to call, I got to call, I got to call. But just be patient. You know, not every time. Sometimes it's just not going to happen, and that's okay. But if he's convinced that there's a hen there and he's really worked up, chances are he's going to eventually make his way. So if a turkey is in line of sight and you know he's interested, don't call. If he backs up another, I don't know, 15 yards and it looks like his body language is changing and he's looks like he's going to keep heading the way he's heading away from you, that's when you call. If you call too much, what's going to happen is he's going to pinpoint your location with his ears. He's going to hear exactly where you are, and that's where his focus is going to be. And if he sees something there that's either one, not a turkey, or two, some kind of unnatural movement, then you're going to hear that putt and he's going to be out of there. So, my advice to you, if you're wanting to get into turkey hunting, just go out and do it. Be patient and keep it as simple as possible. Practice those cadences and it'll probably work out for you. So I hope this helps some of you guys. Appreciate you guys for checking it out. If you want to see more stuff like this, let me know in the comments. Get out there, do some scouting, get some boots on the ground, find some sign, and have a good season. Appreciate you guys.
Like, subscribe, click the notification bell.